studio, the best show in town. Let's show in town. Lights on, mic check, game time, let's go. Jay George, Scotty running the show. Rock on the mix, keeping it tight. NFL talk every day.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vault Studio NFL podcast. I'm your host, J.A.
We're fucking on.
And I'm back with my two sensational hosts who have been fighting nonstop all day
We have not.
to the point where I had to remove one of them from the group
And we'll
because
let
of
you
their
decide
fighting.
who got.
Me on the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
And then bombarded by messages from the person who was removed.
No, I give as good as I get.
So welcome. A big week of ball.
Yeah, it's been a really, really strange week because that early slate of games, everything was so close and upsets everywhere. The late slate of games was all blowouts.
Fucking blowouts, all right. Kim Kardashian hasn't had her back blown out that bad.
Amen. Amen.
She might have. We don't know.
No.
Oh, no, we do know. They've seen a video.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show. Shout out to the...
I'll show you. That's not alleged.
It's allegedly. Shout out to Tommy. He's not here tonight, but as usual, he's set up everything for us like an absolute weapon.
Absolutely.
Apart from anything physical, which we absolutely fucked that up.
Yes.
There
So,
was a little bit of rectification work they needed doing pre-show.
yeah, ChatGPT ChatGPT'd us.
No shout out to Justin.
Yeah, ChatGPT can get fucked.
I don't know what the opposite of a shout out is, but that.
Just to let everyone know, I got them to create a full schedule of the rest of the season, and it put like 4 games and
Random wrong teams.
nothing
Yeah.
was correct. So we had to at the last minute go through and do every team by schedule and change it all, which was fun. Shout out to our friends at the Sporting Globe, Churnside Park, Dave and Eloise. Guys, the awards got the
Prizes?
prizes. I was going to say presents.
Prizes got awards.
Santa is coming.
Yep. Shout out to our boy Tristan Duggan and
Absolutely.
Boar, the Boracetamol. Who I've messaged to say he got the football and he hasn't even responded, so he must be
Classic.
wrapped with it.
Classic. Oh, I'm sure if
Fucking boy, if it was a bicycle, he would have got back to me. Yeah, if you still want to help us out, which is what the sponsorship's all about, download the app, change your sponsorship to the Vault Studio NFL podcast, and it goes a long way to helping out the boys. Should we quickly touch? So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do a mid-season preview, I guess. We're going to go through each division and basically predict who we think is going to win it from here based on who they're playing and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to do something a bit different. The games are pretty sick, so we'll bring up a couple of the games as we go.
We'll talk about the games as we go. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight. But I think the first news we've got to touch on is the Brian Dable firing after another fourth quarter collapse.
I want to ask you guys.
Yeah, ask me.
Is anyone surprised by this?
Yeah, I am a little
You
bit.
said you were surprised. I want to know why you were surprised.
I thought that he would have got a bit more grace because the Eagles were looking good with Scatterbo, and obviously Malik Neighbours, the injury would I would say that would buy him a little bit more grace. I don't know how much he touches everything on the defensive side of the ball because that is just a fucking abyss out there. But
it's pretty bad there. That's
but
true.
I offensively, I think that when Dart was in and there was a few pieces there, he showed enough.
Mm-hmm.
They were scoring points, they were moving the ball a little bit, and I thought he would have got it at least towards the end of the year.
I seem like we all
But
kind of
bad. They're bad.
we all kind of said that his firing or not firing was going to be based off Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
And in fairness to him, like I'm so torn on Jackson Dart because I like him and I like watching him and I'm impressed by him and he's a great kid. The energy's awesome. Like I actually like him a lot, but I'm also thinking he's a little bit overrated because he hasn't been that good. Like he hasn't been that productive is the word.
But he hasn't been that
Good-
bad.
Good's not the fair word, but productive. He hasn't been that productive. And I know his group of players are terrible. Like, you know,
he's not really working with much.
Since Scatterbo got injured, he hasn't even had a start with Neighbours, has he? Neighbours got injured the week before.
Yeah.
So maybe it's an unfair thing, but I just don't think he's been that productive. But I'm also
got
thinking
two good wins though, single-handedly.
Yeah.
Against the Chargers and Philly.
Yes.
Because if he didn't play those games,
They
they
lost.
100% lose by 40 points.
And they lost on the weekend because he got injured. He got concussed.
Yes.
I think if he plays the whole game,
They were up, weren't they? When he got
Yeah,
hurt?
they were up.
They were up, and I'm going to get to that short.
They were up by-
They were up 20-10.
Yeah, they're up by
it was,
10
yeah.
points. And again, he was up against the Broncos as well, and he threw the interception that basically got the Broncos back into it. That
Yeah.
interception was the quick turnover was what got them alive.
like the catalyst. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like Dart. I think he's the future of the Giants. I truly believe that. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the league, but I feel like he's a little bit
How long?
Bo Nixie and stuff as well.
How long do you think he's in the league for? 'Cause he's
Jackson
been
Dart.
in concussion protocol for
Well-
4 weeks now.
And this is what we said in his first start. I believe we all said that if he keeps playing like this, he's not going to last long. And I also don't want to play to not play the way
Yeah.
that makes him so special, because that's what makes him so special. It's that dog in him, right?
Yeah.
He'll run over anyone. He'll take the chances, but
you
he's got to
can't-
get smarter.
You can't with your. I mean, Dable was calling a lot of QB powers. That's the one. The one that he got injured on was a QB power. Like you
Yeah.
can't keep running that. Like with your,
Also
with your supposedly franchise quarterback. Like you can't do that.
But he ran the QB counter from 20 yards out and didn't get touched.
Yeah.
He
Like-
ran in
like-
for a tutty.
Yeah,
So
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. But how many times do you want to risk it?
I guess the peak is that he keeps that dog in him and he's a bit smarter like Baker. Because
Yes.
Baker was pretty reckless as well at the start.
That's a good
And,
comp,
and he
actually.
got hurt.
Yeah, that's a good
And then
comp.
he learnt the times to when to truck a guy and
Yep.
when to slide. And,
Yeah.
you only learn that from taking a licking. So you hope that Dart sort of gets to that point where it's like you never lose the dog in him, you never lose that
a
fire,
competitive edge. Yeah,
but
Be a bit
you just got
smarter.
to pick your time. Be like, hey, on a 3rd and 18 in the second quarter, let's not get fucking drilled.
Mm.
Let's just fight to play another down.
Yeah.
But if it's 4th and 2 games on the line, truck that guy. That's the time.
And you look at the last 4 weeks, they beat the Eagles, which was a great win. They then had the fourth quarter absolute
Wait,
collapse
I'm
against the
going to
Broncos.
get to it.
Oh, you got
Two-
the, yeah,
two
then
things I
go.
want to talk about.
Yeah,
I
go.
want to talk about. One, what was that diabolical fucking decision by that? This should have got him fired alone, not the stat that I'm going to read out in a minute. But why did he decline the 12 men on the field penalty and just take the field goal there at the end instead of getting a new set of downs on the 1 yard line to try and run it in and score
Yeah,
another
that's-
touchdown? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What the? I was watching the game going, what the fuck? Why? Why did he turn it down? Take the
I-
first set of downs, try and score a touchdown.
I think Dable is
What?
quite intelligent.
Yeah, that's
Hold
what
on.
he did.
So, I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit here. I sat up and watched the Berlin game Sunday night. So I didn't catch a lot of, and when I say I sat up and watched it, I didn't just catch the first half hour. I
Watch the whole thing.
I
Like an
watched the
absolute
entire
degenerate.
game, including overtime.
We'll get
and
to-
then-
we'll get
You
to-
are an
we'll get-
absolute degenerate.
I am a
If your
degenerate.
wife's away, you turn into
If-
a complete.
If
fucking
anyone
slob.
ever accuses me of not loving football, they're fucking wrong. Because
We know that's a lie.
and they had a 1st and goal or a field goal,
No,
and
no,
he,
no, so they kicked the
kicked the
field
field goal.
field goal.
Yeah.
On 4th down.
yep,
While there was 12 men on the field, and he declined the penalty and took the field goal rather than getting a fresh set of downs on the 1 yard line.
I think Dable's
I'd fire him too.
I think Dable's quite a smart guy. I think the ref may have
See, I disagree.
told him something different, or he interpreted it some way different.
No coach would make that mistake.
No,
that's what I'm
that's what I'm saying. That's too obvious.
You need to know the rule. Like you need to know that it's a first
that,
down. No,
that on its own is
because if
a
it's
far-
4th and less than 5, and you get a 12 yard a 12 man on the field or an offside,
it's
it's first down. Giddy up. You're
Every-
punching it in.
every coach is taking that. I think it was told to him in a different way.
that in and of itself is a fireable offense. Now, let me get to the stat that's going to absolutely justify 100% why this man was fired.
Hit me with it, Zorba.
So, against the Cowboys, Broncos, and Bears, which are the last 3 losses,
Yep.
the Giants had a 92.3%, a 99.3%, and a 96.9% chance of winning, respectively, late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, but those ESPN stats are shit.
And lost all of them.
No, Scott. Each of those 3 games, they were above 90% chance to win
Yeah,
the
I know,
game
but-
late in the 4th quarter.
I hate those stats. I
He
think
lost
there's 2 every week.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose one of them, you're like,
He lost
Diabolical.
all of them, Scott. The odds of that happening is 1 in 60,000. Basically impossible.
why do you get fired? Giants
Yeah.
fans say.
That's it. He's got to go.
Hey,
He's got to go.
you know what? If Clint Kubiak gets a head coaching job, I'll take Dable as an OC any day
I
of the
would
week.
say
That's what I'm
there'd
saying.
be 31 teams lining up to get him
I
as
think
OC.
this is actually a positive
Yep.
for
He gets out.
Dayball
Yeah.
because New York is a sinking ship. The longer he stays there, it's just putting more and more stink on his name.
Yep.
Personally, I think he's over his head as a head coach. I think he's a really, really, really high level OC, but not a good head coach because there's too many other moving parts, too many other mechanisms, like we've spoken about
Mhm.
on here to be a head coach. Just run the offense, install the scheme, call the plays. If that's all he has to do, I think he's probably like top 3 or 4 in the world at doing that.
Do you think he goes back to Buffalo?
Who's there? Matt Nagy? No, he's at Chiefs.
Potentially-
Chiefs, Matt Nagy's at Chiefs.
Potentially.
Who's Reed? Reed?
Raiders will be looking for a new OC next year.
They might be looking for a head coach.
Yeah, true.
But who's the OC for the Bills?
I can find out. This is where we need Tom. Damn you, Tom.
Shout out, Tom. We love you.
Um,
I miss you, Tom.
Yeah,
But I actually think
Isn't
this
it Brady or something?
this is a
yeah, it
good
is
thing.
Brady. Yeah, yeah.
This is a good thing for him. I don't think he's suited to being a head coach. I
Joe
think-
Brady.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to stick to being a really high end OC.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Uh,
Like especially like if you're, a top 3 or 4 guy, you can get paid $4, $5, $6 million a year, and just do that.
And we've talked about this before. Being a head coach, you're not, if you're an offensive minded or a defensive minded head coach, you're not just graded on how your side of the ball plays. You're the head coach, you're the figurehead. If you're an offensive minded head coach and your defense sucks,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, you can
It's
fire your
box office
DC, you can disguise it all you want, but most head coaches pick their entire staff, and I say most because the Cowboys are the one that don't, but they pick their staff, right? And you hedge your bets to the staff you pick, right? If they don't get it done and you don't move on from them or fix it as the head coach,
That's right.
that is your responsibility. The tree starts with you and the branches go down from there. They are responsible for every single part of that team. And you
What?
can't just be like, oh, but our offense has been good and Jackson Dart's played better. How do we know Jackson Dart isn't going to do the same thing with another OC?
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been that
Sorry, Scott, what were
dynamic.
you going to say?
But what were the expectations for the Jets this year? The Giants this year? Because they got 2 wins where they shouldn't have in the Broncos, in the Eagles and the Chargers.
Well, the Chargers were severely injured at that point.
But if we look at it at the start of the year, that's an L.
Fair, yep.
And then they pushed the Broncos, who everyone had as the number 1 seed in the AFC or competing for it.
Yep.
And they should have won that. There was a collapse. But their defense is that bad that there should be no expectations for the Giants.
I think
So why are you doing it now?
I'm telling you, that stat that I read out is telling. It's showing that they're in position to win games, and then they're just collapsing.
But they've
Can't
got
have that.
no DBs. They can't hold a lead because they're the worst team against the run. They've invested in all these pass rushing D linemen.
Yep.
They can't stop the run and they can't stop the pass. So what were the expectations going in? You have to be a magician to fucking fix that defense.
It's but is it just off this year? Because I can't believe he kept his job last year.
Well, that's actually
Well,
a really good point.
yeah.
And that was the other point I wanted to raise. Is this a little bit of like just an accumulation, almost like death by 1,000 cups type thing? Is it the Saquon thing? And then is it the?
That's not Dable's fault.
I'm just saying, is it just like the Mara? Is it all just adding up? And he's like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Is it fresh start?
Like, is it the Saquon thing? Is it that then, Danny Dimes is looking better now at the Colts and they let him walk out the building?
That definitely doesn't help. Well, Danny Dimes, apart from the last 2 weeks,
Like
he's looking like the Giants' Danny Dimes again.
More
Sure.
like it. He still hasn't been. He's been nowhere
sure,
near
but
as
he's
bad as the Giants.
significantly better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it then now? Dart's in concussion protocol again. We've lost Scatterbo. Like it's just like, you know what?
Fresh start.
Fuck it. We just got to
We've got a young hotshot quarterback that we love. Let's just fresh start.
pull the
it.
pin. I'm surprised Joe Shane kept his job.
Well,
I think that
you never know. But there's time.
I would say that Shane will be gone.
You got to remember the Giants are the masters of keeping GMs who are shit. Like who was it? Was it Gatsby or whatever they had the GM before that just kept fucking everything up and they kept him for ages?
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah, but how long has Joe Shane been there for? What, 8 years?
No, I think it's like 4 or 5 years. I think he came in with Dable maybe the year before. So 4 or 5 years. Like
Yeah.
it was Dable's 4th year, yeah.
yeah. So it's enough,
And he made
it's
the
enough
playoffs
time.
his first year, and he tin-assed his way into the playoffs with an easy schedule, and they won 9 games that year. Like they weren't, and then they won a playoff game. He won Coach
Against
of the Year.
Pretenders.
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
I don't know. I don't have any issue with this. If the Giants want to go in a different direction, I don't blame him. He's also pretty volatile. He doesn't play the game that well in terms of his communication. Like they had a big dust up last season.
Yeah.
He was shitty with the organization. There was clearly a
rift.
There was a rift at the start of the season with Russell Wilson and all that sort of stuff. So you just comlate it all together. I don't have any problem with it. I just don't care. I don't think that Dable is the be all and end all to be your head coach if you're going into the future. Now, whoever gets him as an OC, I'm excited for it. I think he could be good.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a win-win for both parties. I actually really.
But also, we've got to look at.
Do you reckon he's walked? Because
potentially they could have had a meeting and Dable might have been like, "Fuck you guys."
For me, I just can't see why the Giants would want to get rid of him when he banged the table so hard to get Dart in, and then halfway through Dart's first year, the Giants go, "All right, we'll get rid of you now."
It's all weird. Like more will come out in the next few days. I think it happened this morning. So like it's.
Personally, I think it's just the owner saying, you know, I'm sick of this guy. He's just got to go. Like you were saying before, like
could be
owners just act very emotionally because they're rich and they can.
Yep.
So he's just like, you know what, this guy's got to go. That's it.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. It's as I said, I've got no issue with it. We'll just good luck to the Giants. Fuck the Giants. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're just like they've got to turn their franchise around, and they've now got a quarterback, so they've got limited excuses. They have the best pass rush in football, the best group of pass rushers in football. Yet Dexter Lawrence hasn't played that well this season. There's lots of reasons. There's lots of reasons you can say why they fired him and why they shouldn't have fired him. The bottom line is if the organization doesn't want the coach, and they might just not like him. Yeah. They might just not like the guy.
Well, maybe
they might
he's
like,
just gone. Fuck
maybe he's just gone. You know what? I don't like you. You don't like me. No matter how successful this gets, it's not going to be fun. I'm out.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm going to get a job as an OC and be fine.
Oh, dude, he's probably already gotten 10 calls.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah.
As a coaching assistant.
Yes.
So one thing before we move on, this time last year there was probably 3 to 4 next coaching names out there.
Yep.
We haven't heard one this year.
No, I think the one's Clint Kubiak's getting a bit of heat now, getting a bit of traction now, but
yeah,
if I'm him, I'm staying.
Yeah,
I would too. It's what Ben Johnson did. He stayed that one more year, and you know, and you might need that time. As I said, we've said a million times, head coaching is not just being an OC. You have to understand if you're going to become a head coach, you're becoming the head of the organization.
You're basically the boss.
You are, because the owner's above you, but most owners,
they're not hands-on.
They put all the faith in you. They go, I've
defer.
hired you, do everything right. When you fuck it up, I'm going to tear you apart. When you get it right, I'm going to take the credit.
Yeah, but that's what the money's for.
That's 100% what it is.
That's why you get paid $15 million a year to coach the team.
Yeah,
like, simple as that.
Yeah. Interesting one. It'd be interesting to see what the names are.
Hey, Brian, just because obviously he listens to the podcast.
I'd say so.
I hear there's a coaching spot opening up in GV next year to coach the Rangers. We can't pay you $9 million or whatever you put in the job, but we could probably feed you in Ranger burgers, and you look like you enjoy a burger. So.
Do you reckon the effort's shit for the fucking Giants?
Let's move on. All right, let's go. So we're going to do our mid-season predictions now. Let's start with the NFC East.
Oh, this is over. This division's over, boys.
That's why I thought we'd do it first, because it's going to be quite quick. So you've got the Eagles at 7-2, the Cowboys at 3-5-1, the Washington Commanders at 3-7, and the New York Giants at 2-8.
Commanders got their pants pulled down big time by Seattle.
Like, I've got the schedule up here for this season.
Yeah.
No one's catching the Eagles here. They're 4.5 games clear. 4.5 games clear of the Cowboys, 3.5 games clear of the Cowboys.
And they hold the tiebreaker too.
At the moment. And the Cowboys have at Raiders on Monday Night Football this week, which is...
Is that the worst Monday night game ever coming up?
Not for money. Two big franchises.
Yeah, okay.
Two big supporter bases in terms of games.
What about the actual product, though?
Do you know what I think?
There's been some pretty bad
ones. We'll talk about this, obviously, Saturday night when we do our live show, but I think that game will actually be quite good because Gino can produce yards and the Cowboys' defense is terrible and their defense is terrible. We might just get a high score and shootout.
44-40.
Yeah, it might be a fun game. But then the Cowboys have got Eagles, which I think they lose at even at home. Then Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, at Commanders, at Giants. And if we go on history, they're probably going to lose one of those games to the Commanders or Giants.
Split, yeah.
They're very unlikely to sweep both of them. So there's not 3 wins. There's not there's what Raiders, and then the rest are all pretty much 50-50s.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, 4 of them are, I would say, definite losses.
And that's at Raiders. So that's not a guarantee.
No, it's
win
not.
either.
It's, with this defense, nothing's guaranteed with the Cowboys. So I would say that this is the Eagles, and the Eagles had a dominant win today over the Packers. As George,
It was. I didn't say dominant. I did not say dominant. I did not say dominant.
Scotty, put your mouth guard in. It's time.
It was.
No.
We both predicted a high scoring.
I
affair,
was glad I was wrong.
and it was a proper old school defensive slugfest.
How good was Parsons?
He was good. He's a good player.
You could just tell the Eagles were just like, fuck.
Yeah, again.
Why we got to play this guy? Like,
and the Eagles were pretty banged up on the O line, but yeah, it was. Look, to go on the road into Lambeau and
Yep.
beat a good Packers team, not an elite team, to beat a good Packers team.
Still number one. Packers.
If you still got them on your power rankings number one, you're an idiot, or B, you're trolling.
I'm taking over. You do not have the Packers number 1 anymore.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
If there's a
If
hill
we
to
get-
die on, Scotty's
let's do
dying
it.
on it.
Let's do
No,
power
no,
rankings next week.
Admit you were wrong about the Packers. They're not elite.
They were at the time. They've dropped
do you-
two losses.
It's the first time they've lost 2 games at home for like 5 years or something as well in a row.
In a row.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. The games today.
there was nothing pretty about that game. There was nothing pretty about that win.
I enjoyed it.
If you're a football nuffy like we are, we loved it. But
Yeah.
if you're just a general person watching, you're like, oh, this is.
Oh yeah. If you're yeah.
Can I just one thing while we're talking about this game? I felt really sorry for Jordan Love. I think his receivers absolutely sold him out. And I know there were a lot of injuries and that, but
a lot of drops. A lot of
not
catchables.
just drops in big moments, right?
Yeah.
And then I felt even sorrier for him. And this is his fault. The play at the end where he could have hit Christian Watson, which would have got him easily in field goal range, and then potentially with a chance to score a touchdown to steal it.
Mm.
He just underthrew him by maybe 1 or 2 yards, and that was just enough for that Eagles defense to get it.
Yeah.
And then again, Christian Watson, he could have easily gone and got that ball, but he didn't.
That's a catchable ball in the NFL.
It is like
in my
if that's
opinion.
Jefferson, CD Lamb, JSN,
No, not
AJ
even-
Brown, they're taking it.
No,
Like,
not even that
Devontae
elite.
Smith went up and got that. CD
exactly.
today.
Like Devontae Smith, he in a
And he's
low scoring
small, and he's small.
yeah,
He went up
in
and
a
got it.
low scoring game on an underthrown deep ball, only slightly underthrown, but it was a bit underthrown. But that's Jalen Hurst just going, I'm giving my dude a chance.
Yeah, just put it up.
I don't
and
care.
see
There's a
what
bit of
happens.
pressure in my face. I can't quite step into it. I'm launching it down there. I'm going to back him in. And he got the play he needed from them. And that was the difference in the game.
It literally wasn't.
And that's what's disappointing for me. Like I felt sorry for him. I think
He
playing
played
at a
well-
good enough level.
played
and his
well enough to
His
win.
team sold him out a bit today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, obviously, we'll get to that division too, but I think that's the division gone for them. I don't think they can win it from there.
No, we'll talk about that. But
they
in terms of-
definitely can win it. They
In-
definitely can. They're a game behind with the tiebreaker over the
I
Lions.
just think Detroit are just wait.
We'll talk about them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them soon.
But
But
yes,
yeah,
so the East is sewn up. It's sewn up before Thanksgiving.
I don't know how anyone can steal it from the Eagles. And we'll just look at the Eagles' run is Lions this week at home, which is a fucking good game.
That's gonna be a really good.
Then they've got at Cowboys, Bears, at Chargers, who are dinged up still. Raiders, at Commanders, at Bills, Commanders. Like I think they'll sweep the Commanders. I think the Commanders are absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
And by that point, they probably still only have 3 wins.
just from law of averages, you'd say that
So they split those games.
like Lions.
Let's just count them up. I think not to shoot ahead to the preview, but I think Lions will win.
Yeah, Lions, and then Bills at home, and they'll probably beat everyone else.
yeah, that's pretty much where I'm.
So, like law of averages, if you've got 8 games left, you'll go 6-2.
And and maybe split with the Commanders because it's division
doubt
games. And look, they might not play the Commanders they might not play anyone the last week.
True.
At home against the Commanders last week, they might be like, you know what,
No, because they'll be trying to gun for that one.
Yeah,
But
they
if
need the 1 seed.
they might either have it by that point because the
You don't know
NFC,
what's gonna happen,
the NFC North are going to beat the shit out of each
That's
other
true.
down the stretch
That's
because they're all pretty good.
But the AFC West, the NFC West is also.
That's what I
gunning for
mean.
it.
So like they might
With the softer
need
schedule.
it, they might not
Yeah.
need it. So yeah,
Nah, personally, I think they'll want it. They'll want.
Of course
the one
I'd want
seed,
it.
So
100%.
I mean, even the Bucks are only 1 game out with a bit of a softer schedule as well. So they definitely need to get wins.
I think Eagles will win the division. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
lock
Yep.
that in.
All right, let's
For the
go to the
conference.
next one, which is the NFC North. At the moment, we have the Detroit Lions 6-3, the Chicago Bears at 6-3 on a 6-game winning streak. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The
Um,
Bears,
The Bears, yeah, 6-game winning streak.
no, they lost to the Ravens 2 weeks ago.
Oh, sorry. They're 6-1 in their last 7.
Yeah.
You're up.
Fuck, that's pretty good still.
Green
Oh, you
Bay.
take that every day. Yeah.
Green Bay 5-3-1, and the Minnesota Vikings 4-5, who had a good win last week over Detroit, but they lost this week to the Ravens, which
They got pants.
they actually got physically
They got
demoralized.
molested. They look terrible.
Yeah, the Ravens defense is looking much better, especially that secondary. It's looking really good.
Well, it turns out that Roquan was just a bit injured, obviously,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks he's looked like Roquan, and I'm happy.
Like the all-pro
and-
linebacker he is.
And also, like I had a tingling that the
Ooh.
game against the Lions was a bit of mirage for the Vikings. They
Yes.
just got up for a division game,
Yep.
and they just sunk right back down to mediocrity where they've been all year. They're
Yep.
good enough to beat up on the really bad teams, but they're not quite good enough to beat the good teams.
And that's the thing. So I think if you look at the Bears schedule, they've got at Vikings, Steelers,
Need to get your little
which are both
banner.
I put it up, which are both winnable games. And then, sorry, Scotty's distracted me very rudely.
He's so handsome, though. I don't blame you.
He
for
is
getting
handsome.
Oh,
distracted.
sorry for trying to have a well-run ship. This is your fault, Tom.
And thick from
Well,
the
Tom gets
thick,
catches strays.
and he's built the way I like him from the ground,
ground
up. And small titties.
Sick.
Damn it, I've really pulled back the curtain tonight. Yeah, so they've got at Vikings, Steelers, at Eagles, at Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. Like,
It's a tough run.
it is a tough run. Like, they could easily beat the Vikings this week, but I think the Vikings are just a bit better than them at this point. The JJ
No,
McCarthy thing brings it back down to earth a bit, but
I would say that the Bears. I would pick the Bears at the Vikings.
Listen,
it's diabolical. Because I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying it's diabolical that at this point, like, we had the Vikings.
after
play.
this week of games,
Hmm.
I've
No, we didn't.
pared everything back in how I look at games, preview games, and how I pick games. From now on, for the rest of the season, and maybe going forward forever.
We know nothing.
No, well, I already kind of know nothing, but
Oh, we
Kind
know.
of, kind of,
Can we
kind
share
of.
the group chat from today?
If I'm just going to go on, who's got the better coach and quarterback? Whichever duo of coach and quarterback is better, they're more than likely going to win the game.
Do you know
'Cause
what?
if you look at the fucking results, it's basically it.
It tends to be.
Yeah. So
That's why they get paid so much
that's
money.
why I've got a sneaky suspicion that the Bears are going to be okay. Because every week that goes by, Caleb Williams looks better, and Ben Johnson's good, man. He's good.
Oh, yeah, he's excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, the Bears probably won't win enough games looking at the schedule to make the playoffs.
No.
But
You don't think so?
well, just because
They're
The
going to get
Steelers-
to 10 wins. They've got to get to 10 wins.
well, yes, but
So they can beat the Vikings. They can definitely beat the Steelers.
that's a bit more of a coin flip, I would say, than the
I
Vikings.
think, yeah, but they can, though. They can.
Yep.
beat them. Like,
Yep.
I'm going to pick the Bears over the Vikings on Saturday.
Yes, but I'm talking about the Steelers. So then they got at Eagles, at Packers, which I don't think they'll win both of those.
But they can beat the Browns.
They'll beat the Browns. The Packers at home is a bit more of a coin flip.
They could probably split with the Packers.
And then they got Niners, Lions, which I don't think they'll win those games.
I think they can beat the Niners. The Niners are not that
Mm,
good.
I think the Niners will out-scheme them.
They're very polished. The
Yeah.
Niners. Even with their injuries, they're very polished.
But okay, so let's say they get to 10 wins. You look at the AFC West, there might be 3 teams coming out of there. They're NFC
with San
West.
Francisco. Nah, not San Francisco.
Why? Look at their run.
Cards, Panthers,
we'll get to them soon.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them.
We'll get
Okay,
to
save that. Save that.
But that's why I think there might be 3 teams coming out of the West, which is a bit unlucky for the
North.
Bears,
For
who
the
would
North,
get
yeah.
10 wins and potentially not make
like
playoffs.
Seattle last year, basically.
Yeah.
I,
It's tough.
I think at this point, the Bears season is already a success, personally.
Fair.
I think
At
what
this
Ben
point,
Johnston
yes.
has been able to do with Caleb Williams and what they did in the fourth quarter against the Giants,
But they shouldn't have.
Caleb Williams was unreal. Like, he was unreal in that fourth
But
But
quarter.
they
He
shouldn't have. They
wasn't.
shouldn't have been in that
Yeah.
position, though.
No, I agree. And that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yes, that's right.
And they were in that position. And then when they got that opportunity, Caleb Williams took it.
Dug themselves out.
And he took it big time. It wasn't, let's just let someone else. He was like, I got this.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
And that's what's making me think that the Bears' season is a success already at
Yeah.
week 9 or 10,
I think
whatever it is.
because early on it was like, can that marriage work?
Yeah, it's going to work.
I think it will.
Because I think Caleb Williams has actually gone, you know what? Because we were like, I think in the first 2 weeks when they obviously lost, we're like, is he buying into Ben Johnson? He's never been coached hard. We know that's the story of him. His dad didn't want him to go to the Bears, and he was going to not go to the Bears and didn't want to be there. Is he going to buy into this? I feel like watching him now, he's buying into Ben Johnson because he's realized this could be a great marriage.
Yeah, I was always going to give them time. Always at the start of the year.
That's what I mean.
It was rough.
And
it
they're
was
6-3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've beaten some shitty teams, and they've beaten some shitty teams by just a little bit, but they're getting wins.
Yep.
So worst case scenario for the Bears, they're obviously in the first year with Johnson, they're 9-8 and they miss out on the playoffs. I think that's a good launching pad to go.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
It'll probably get him coach of the year. The only problem they've got going forward is that they're still in this division.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I don't think Detroit are getting any worse anytime soon.
No, because everyone's under contract.
And I think Green Bay aren't getting any worse anytime soon either. I think they've got lots of young guys under contract.
What do you think? I mean, I was only half joking about it in the chat, obviously, but what do you think is going to happen with the floor and Green Bay?
Well,
what do you guys think?
If you look at Packers next 2 weeks, I think they win the next 2 games. They've got at Giants, which they win.
That's a gimme, yeah.
And then Vikings.
Although Giants, new coach.
There's a new coach boost, but I just don't think
who's their coach? Who's their quarterback?
Yeah, I think I'm taking. I'm hedging my bet.
Muscle.
Russell Wilson. Come on, mate.
Oh yeah, just because. Yeah, you're right. It's over. They've got Vikings. I think they lose at the Lions.
Yep.
And then I think they then have home to the Bears, at Broncos, which they lose, and I think they split with the Bears.
Yep.
That's probably just natural. I always go with the split. And then they've got Ravens, which I think they lose to the Ravens at home. I think the Ravens are going to be cooking by that point. And then they're at Vikings. So what's that? That's 1, 2, 3.
I would say they probably split the Broncos Ravens.
No.
Yeah. That's probably fair. They probably win one of them.
Yeah, like they play up to their competition. I know you're gonna say something, but they definitely play up to their competition. But their downfall is they play down to their competition.
Well, we both thought the Eagles would blow them out, and they played up to it. In fairness, they played up. Defensively, they did. Yeah,
they're a good defense, and the Broncos are a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, so there's 5 wins we're giving them.
Not at Mile High.
So they're 5-3-1. They'll finish 10 with 10.5 wins. I think that gets you in.
Yeah,
maybe
the tie. Yeah, maybe.
And this is the team like we know if they get hot and get going, then
there was a lot of chatter coming out of there about Super Bowl contenders before a ball had even been snapped in.
Well, we all thought that.
I thought that for sure,
especially when they got Parsons.
You guys did. I held fire for what it's worth. But what happens if they sneak in as a 7 seed and then get bounced in the first week?
Yeah, what if they come in as a 7 seed and do what they did to the Cowboys 2 years ago?
They could easily do it.
That's what I mean. It's a crapshoot. I think if we're looking at will they make the playoffs, I find it really hard to believe Green Bay won't make the playoffs this year. I do. And if they make the playoffs and lose to a Lions or Seattle or Rams or something in the first week, I don't think that's anything to fire your coach over, who's had a lot of success. Unless they want a fresh start. But
I think LaFleur's a good coach, and I think him and Love can be very good, and I don't think you want to get rid of that too early. You'd rather see it burn before you go a year early on that.
I think LaFleur's into like the McVay, Shanahan
he
level
can
of
be.
coach where he's...
Oh, I don't think he's at that level yet. He's not at that level. No, he's not. He hasn't got the runs on the board yet, mate.
Well,
you got to start off somewhere.
They've won one playoff game.
Well, Shanahan hasn't won a Super Bowl. I know.
Yeah, but he's made 2, and he's won a lot of playoff games, man.
Yeah, and he also lost when he was up 28-3 once as an OC.
He was, but he was still in the dance. It was a lot more than LaFleur.
Well, maybe he's slightly below. I think he's in the non-fireable category this season.
Yeah,
that's why I just don't think unless something goes horribly wrong and they lose like every game down the stretch. But
they won't lose every game.
Like the way they played the Eagles today, who are they're the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Eagles right now,
seed at the moment,
and they played them down to the absolute wire, missing guys as well. So I think that shows them that they're in the race still. But what they need to do is a couple of these close games. They need to knock them off, and I hope that losses to the Browns and the Panthers don't come back to bite them in the ass, which is going to bite them in the ass for the division, I think. But I hope it doesn't bite them in the ass for the playoffs.
For the playoffs, yeah.
Because if you miss out by half a game in the playoffs, you've got no one to blame but yourselves because you lost to the Browns and the Panthers.
This year in particular, there are a lot of good teams losing to bad teams.
It is because
Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, all good teams. Ravens with injuries as well. all these really good teams that were outright Super Bowl contenders are dropping Lions are dropping games to shit teams.
Yeah, because this is what the NFL want. They want parity.
Yeah.
They want if a good team has a slightly off day against the worst team in the NFL, they want that team to be able to steal it from them.
Yep.
Because then fans know, you know what? Hey,
You got to watch every week. 'cause
We're
anything can
Miami.
happen. Yep.
We're playing the Bills. We haven't beaten them in 6 years. Maybe this is the week they turn the ball over 4 times and we capitalize.
Yep.
That's what I mean. That's what the NFL wants, and they've got it. In fairness to them, they've got the parity they want.
Yep.
Because the good teams still have to play well to beat the bad teams. If they play really well, they beat them by 40. But if they play 20% less than what they should, the bad teams just like, hey, we're in here
Yeah,
because they're all talented.
I think
Let's go to the South.
we don't have to spend too much time on this one.
The NFC
It's actually-
South.
It's actually sneaky close, man. The Panthers are okay.
So we got Tampa Bay Bucks at 6-3, Panthers at 5-5, Falcons at 3-6, New Orleans at 2-8. Can I tell you why I think Tampa Bay run away with this? And I'm not even going to look at the records and who they're playing because I think Tampa Bay probably only win 9 or 10 games from their record. The fact that the Panthers lost to the Saints on the weekend,
Yeah.
after beating Green Bay, it tells me that they're not serious yet. And I think you put it perfectly, Scotty, in our chat that they're a good team with an average quarterback, and it's going to hurt them. And I like Bryce Young, and I want him to work out. I really do. I don't know if it's more for him or the Panthers because I like the way he rebounded when he was in his second year.
Sure.
I love that a young kid has that, tenacity to go, you know what? I've been benched. I'm not throwing the toys out of the cot. I'm not getting traded. I'm here. I'm going to fight.
He definitely tested his mettle.
Yeah,
and he's overcome a lot.
Exactly.
He's got some shortcoings though.
One of them being that he's short.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
I'll lay it up and you can just slam it home.
It's
Thanks.
okay, man.
Hey,
You can be Stockton and I'll be Malone. It's all good.
do you know why jokes are so funny? It's when you explain them. But you're like, I just think I can't take the Panthers seriously because they're at the Falcons this week. There's a real chance they just lose that game. And I think they're better than the Falcons, but there's a real chance they lose that game. Not only is there a chance they lose it, there's a chance they lose it like 35-7.
Well,
Yeah.
but the Panthers also had a 30-0 win against the Falcons.
That's what I mean.
So if the Falcons are fucking shit, but if they get up for any game,
Weekly reminder.
Yeah.
if they get up for any game, it's going to be for this game against
We
the
really
Panthers.
should have a weekly segment about the Falcons.
But then the
Scott.
Falcons, I feel like they've been stiff the last couple of weeks because they played
They
their
were in a winning
asses off
position.
against the Patriots. And then
Yep.
who they lose on the way? I can't remember now.
The Colts.
They lost to the Colts. And
The
they were
game you stayed up for.
in overtime.
You're right. That feels like a different lifetime for me. But you're right. They should have won that game. They had every opportunity because, with all due respect to what Daniel Jones has done this year, he shat the bed so many times.
And we'll say that for the Colts.
Yeah. But you know who shat the bed for the Falcons worse? Fucking Penix.
Phoenix look
You know why?
So many opportunities.
Because they're fucking shit. And no. You laugh. But shit teams get themselves in positions to win games and fucking lose them. That's what
Yeah.
shit teams do. And what have they done?
That's why Dayball got fired, man. Same thing.
Yeah. And that's why the Bucks are winning this division.
No, but the difference, and before we keep backtracking, going back and forth, but the Giants had zero expectations. The Falcons were one of the darlings of the offseason this year. So the expectations are up here to be seeded or to win the division and to be a top 3 pick. And that's the difference.
Can we just look at the Falcons though? So they've got Panthers
It's coin flip,
at Saints,
should win.
at Jets,
Definitely should win.
Seahawks, loss,
We'll lose 50-0.
at
Well,
Bucks,
you better fucking hope so with all the shit I've been saying.
at Bucks, who going on history, they will beat the Bucks. They lost to them early in the year.
Yeah.
They do get the Bucks a fair bit.
Yep.
They beat
At-
twice last year.
At Cards, which is winnable.
Yeah, they're a frisky team.
They play hard as shit.
Yep.
But that's winnable.
Yeah.
And then Rams loss.
Yep.
And then Saints.
You don't know. Yeah.
So the Falcons could steal us. I don't think they'll win the division, but they could steal a seed. And this is where, like,
There's no way that you're telling me.
all right, hold
that,
on.
Hang on. No. Hang on.
They are
You're
3-6.
You're telling me that the Falcons can get a seed over Chicago, Green Bay, Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
Just let me get totally honest with you. I didn't look at the fact they were 3-6 before I started rattling off those wins because now I look at Panthers. Let's just say they beat the Panthers. They beat the Saints.
They're 2
They
games
beat
behind the
Jets.
Panthers.
They're still only 6-6, and then they'll lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Bucks. Let's just say they lose to the Bucks all the cards. That gives them,
They could potentially get to 9 wins.
yeah, and that's not going to get them in.
No, I won't get them in, but yeah.
But let's say they maybe they steal a couple, but as Scotty said, they're fucking shit.
No, hopefully they do finish like 7, 8, 9 wins, and then they can be pumped up again all next year. And I'll be sitting right here telling
Who's-
everyone that they're fucking shit.
Who's got their pick?
Rams, because they traded away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
At the top 10 pick, like I said, motherfuckers.
Wow,
I
you
think
can't be dropping mother effers on the podcast.
I think it's 10, right? I think he's picked
No,
10 right
because
now.
there was people in the chat that was like, I'm an idiot because I said that the Rams are going to get a top 10 pick. And now,
no.
Vindication.
absolutely.
Damn it, where is it? I can't find it. I'm too far away from it. Damn you, Tom.
Tom, where are you?
So let's just do the Bucks now because
I'm not right often, but
I want
when
to.
I'm right, you'll know.
You are rarely right.
Yeah.
Grandma Packers.
Go, Pack, go.
If we just do, let's just do the Bucks. They're 6-3 now, and they've done the beauty of what a team that's going to win a division is you
Bank wins
you
early.
bank wins early.
Yep.
So they've got at Bills. I think they lose at Bills. I think they lose at Rams.
Lose. Yep.
That gives you. I think they beat Cards. That gives them 7 wins. They beat Saints. That gives them 8 wins. I think they'll beat the Falcons. That gives them 9 wins. I think they'll beat the Panthers.
Well,
That
you
gives
just said that the Falcons will beat the Bucks because the Bucks beat them earlier.
He said
That's like cool. I think the Atlanta will
hate-
either beat the card. They'll either lose to the Cards or the Bucks. One of the two.
Yeah. I hate predicting wins.
No, it's tough.
There's probably 10 or 11 wins there.
But then they've got at Dolphins and Panthers. So even if they split against the Panthers,
Yeah.
there's 11
There's 11
wins.
wins, yeah.
11 wins.
The
And they
Bucks-
could very easily beat the Bills this week the way they're playing.
The Bucks are trapped in this. They're very good for NFC South and just good for NFL.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
just
yeah, okay.
trapped in that. They're just
In that
good in the
no man's
NFL,
land, yeah.
but
And-
they're elite in the NFC South.
And the injuries have hurt them.
Of course,
I think
yes.
you can't. It's losing Mike Evans and Godwin, both of them.
Yep.
And Godwin was a crapshoot if he'd play a lot this year because of his previous injuries, but it's probably gone as bad as it could have gone for him.
And it's
And then
something
losing Evans for the
And,
season.
and Bucky Irving out as well.
And Bucky Irving.
That's the biggest out.
And then like if it wasn't for Ibuka, or as what did Gronk call him, Ibuku, Ebukuku.
Shout out to CTE.
Shout out to Gronky boy. I don't think it's CTA. I think he was born that way.
No, he's just done. Okay.
I don't think CTA can beat Gronk.
No, I like Gronk.
I love
Leave
him.
him alone.
I love him, but he's as dense as a cardboard.
Who's hating on Gronk? Who's hating on Gronk? Not me.
Oh, I was hating on him a little bit. I was essentially calling him stupid, and I stand by it. I will die on that
You
hill.
essentially said it, and then George literally said it.
It's okay.
But like, yeah, if it wasn't for Ibuka this year, this
I-
team would be a disaster.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah. So Tez Johnson scored 2 touchdowns on the weekend. That's how he was their 5th string receiver at the start of the
Yeah.
season. Like he was a roster bubble guy.
Yep.
So it's a bit diabolical for them. Let's go to the last in the NFC.
Yeah, the West. This is good.
The NFC West is fucking loaded. So we have Seattle Seahawks, Scotty's Seattle Seahawks at 7-2, the Rams at 7-2, San Fran at 6-4, and the Arizona Cardinals at 3-6, who are probably the best 3-6 team in the league.
That's pretty fair. They've
Yeah.
had a lot of one-score losses.
I think
There've been a lot of games.
up until this week, they had a negative record and a almost positive net point rating.
Yeah.
How wild is that? But when we did the previews at the start of the year, we said that the NFC West have a softer schedule with
Yep.
just who they have to play.
Because they play the South.
Yeah, they play both the Souths.
Yep.
And we all predicted that there's going to be 3 teams that are going to get a shitload of wins. And that's sort of what has happened. I don't think that anyone would have thought that the Rams and Seahawks are probably going to be fighting for being the best team in the league right now.
Mm.
That's not.
It's not that surprising though from their record, and they're good teams.
No, but from the start of the year, no
You're
one
right.
would have thought at this point that Seattle and the Rams would have been the 2 best teams in the
Well,
league right now.
they both had question marks at the key position, which was
Yeah.
quarterback, which was Stafford's health,
Yep.
which was either a lie or not. I don't know, but there
Yep.
was that question mark. And then Darnold coming off an amazing season, and is he going to continue it? Turns out, yeah, he's just pretty,
Yeah, but
he's
there
pretty
was,
good.
there was that question mark on Dan because of the last 2 games.
100%.
no, but that's what we're saying.
And the previous 40,
Yeah.
in fairness.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the Carolina, everyone shits on the Panthers for cutting him and for having him and Baker. They were both horrendous when they had them.
yeah, they
Like-
both played games.
If we went back and found a podcast or whoever was doing it then, I don't even think George was around then, whoever was doing them, we would have been like, get rid of him. They were terrible for them. So I don't blame them for it either. Not like I blame the Vikings, but it's, I don't know. This division, it's a soft schedule. And now what it's going to come down to is them playing each other. And I cannot wait for Seahawks at Rams on Sunday.
No, it's-
Monday our time.
Give me-
So-
Yeah, and we'll save it for the preview, but they're both very strong, complete teams, but their strengths are the polar opposites.
Yeah.
So you're just going to get good on good football everywhere. It's a wild, wild west. I mean, you can't even count the 49ers out, despite all the injuries and the quarterback controversy.
Well, it's
And-
not controversy, but Purdy's injured. It's not controversy.
I don't know if he comes back as a starter, but
No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
have you seen Mac Jones?
He will get his starting
Of course I've
job.
seen Mac Jones.
I think what you're saying is wrong, is that he won't get his starting job back. He'll get it back immediately. Whether he should is the question.
Yeah.
And you said we've been strong advocates of, we like Purdy,
They've
but
won a lot of games with Brock Purdy, man.
yeah, I know that.
So
But
he made an NFC Championship game, and
have they
and
won it?
Super
Okay,
Bowl.
I'll ask you the question. Have they won it with Brock Purdy, or have they won it with Shanahan? Because Mac Jones's numbers, performance is identical to Purdy,
The
if
exact
not
same.
better.
And with less. So he's
And
got
with less.
no wide receivers. and
No
he's like-
Ayuk, no prime Debo, which was a good year and a half, but no prime Debo.
Juwan Jennings is living in IR. No Pearsall.
no shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like Purdy will get his job back, but I think his leash got significantly tighter, and I think Mac Jones has given
Jeez.
himself a tidy contract.
But I
next year.
don't think that a short leash comment is valid, because when he's healthy, he plays well.
Yeah, so does Mac Jones though.
But there's no difference between Mac Jones and Purdy.
Well,
That's
yeah, but
Yeah, the difference is
one of them
$55 million.
One of them's getting paid $50 million, mate. So you got to go roll with the guy.
You're right, and the long story short is that they've paid Purdy. If you're going to get the same performance from Purdy, they're just going to go back to Purdy. Like my point is that
well,
there's a
What are
bit
they
of
gonna do?
vin-
Cut him. What are they going to do? Trade him?
there's a bit of vindication.
why wouldn't you
that-
try and trade
that-
him?
How you gonna
because
trade that contract, bro? He hasn't even kicked in yet.
who would you be more confident with going next year? Say they don't make the playoffs this year. Next year, rolling in the start of the season, everyone healthy. Who are you
Neither
more
of them,
confident
because
with?
I think they're both system quarterbacks.
Yeah, so
But-
you roll with the guy you're already paying,
But why wouldn't you just try and get rid of him if
because
you get
no
the same
one
production?
no one will trade for him.
No one's going to trade for that.
And-
The Raiders, the
and-
Vikings,
And you've hedged your bets to him now.
yeah,
But, like,
exactly.
why would they trade for Purdy when they could just go and sign Mac Jones?
yeah,
Like, if you want the Purdy guy,
Yeah.
go and give Mac Jones 30 million,
Yeah.
35 million, even if it's 40 million, go and give it to him for 2 years. Give him the Darnold contract. Plus, it's probably going to be 5 million more based on inflation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go give him 40 million for 3 years, first year guaranteed.
Yeah.
You just go and get Mac Jones. You don't go and get Purdy. You don't go and trade
No,
value for
I
him.
think pound for pound, Purdy is a better player.
Uh,
He's more mobile. He can.
I think so
move
too.
around, move the pocket around. Maybe like I get that sometimes he can occasionally throw the odd duck, but I think overall he's a better player than Mac Jones.
I think so too. And then history tells us that too. Like, we can't just forget about Mac Jones previously.
Yeah,
He was like, he had a decent rookie year for the Patriots and then was off the team by the end of the second year. Like, and he was a first round pick. So
I
they
think
were
a
willing
lot-
to walk away.
I think a lot of Mac Jones' performance this year can be just attributed to Shanahan.
Absolutely. And it's going to, you know what? It's going to get him a tidy contract next year. Guaranteed.
Good for him.
So I think this division, are we fair to rule the 49ers out just because of the injuries
for the division.
for the division?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And the other two teams are just much better. So
Yeah, they're much better. You're right.
I think
two games will determine the two games.
I couldn't agree more.
At Rams and on Sunday, and then later on they'll whoever wins those games will.
I think the Rams
win.
just have a slightly tougher run home because they've got the Bucks and the Lions,
True.
where Seattle has the Vikings and the Colts, and the Colts for me personally are on fraud alert.
Yeah,
I think-
we'll talk Colts soon.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm feeling the same as you.
I've been on fraud alert for a while. I haven't fully committed to them being good, and I left the door open, and they've just slammed it. Anyway.
No, they have. Nothing's been slammed yet. Calm down. Nothing's been slammed yet.
no,
They're
my
still-
wife's been away.
They're still. Yeah.
Well, let's not rule that out either.
She's not here to beat you up.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
We'll get to the Colts too. Don't worry about the Colts.
Yeah, I'm. If I'm going to pick it, I don't know why. I'm not going to give you analytics or my gut's telling me that Seattle are just a slightly better team. I just
See,
think they're slightly better
I would go Rams because they're battle tested.
potentially, but like and this we play with injuries off at the Vault Studio, but we have to understand that Matt Stafford is a hit away from an injury.
He is.
And
Yeah.
and I'm not just saying that because like he's an injury prone guy. He has had these problems
And he's getting old too.
and he's getting old. Like he's 38, I believe. Like and Darnold's not. Darnold's
Yeah, but
27
Darnold's
years old and prime, but he also could fall apart. Like because we saw it last year in the last two games.
That's what I was going to say.
And
Yeah.
well, I was going to leave it for the preview game, but the game that he did fall apart against was the Rams.
Yes. So this week, I think
But Seattle's O-line is far better. Anyway, we'll say that for the preview.
the litmus test for this division on who I think is going to win it is this weekend.
Yeah.
I think this will tell us a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what I think is going to happen, what I hope, because I want great division games, it is going to be a down to the wire game, and we're going to see Stafford, who I said last week, I think he's the MVP right now, and I think he will be the MVP. I hope he is because he's playing that well. But you could almost argue that these two quarterbacks are the two MVP favorites. And it's only because Darnold's name is Darnold. If Darnold's name was Mahomes, he would be top of the leaderboards in every category for MVP.
He's got a little bit of a stink on him.
100% he does.
Yeah.
And some of it fairly. Like some of it fairly.
And also, Seattle gets forgotten about quite frequently.
Well, you're from Seattle. It's like the shittest town in America.
Well, it's just the
I'm joking.
Pacific Northwest just gets forgotten about.
For this division, I'm going to go back to my new rule:
I know, yeah.
quarterback and coach. Who's got the better duo?
Well, they're both equal, I'd say.
No, I disagree.
Nah.
I think McVay's a better coach.
Only because he's got runs on the board. I reckon in 3 years' time, we might be having a very different conversation because I love McDonald.
Yeah, no doubt. He's an excellent coach.
And also, just before we move on from these guys, shout out to fucking DeMarcus Lawrence.
Oh,
The week after his teammate and his friend passed away, to go out and be the first linebacker to score 2 touchdowns in a game, or end whatever you want to call him, to score 2 touchdowns in a game. It felt, I'm not a spiritual person really in the slightest. It felt almost a bit spiritual to me.
Sure.
it meant something to him.
Yeah, it felt like someone was looking down on him going, I don't know. It just felt right. It gave me goosebumps, man. I was like,
The ball bounced the right way.
like both of them just popped full speed straight up to him like it was meant to happen. You know what I mean?
In the breadbasket.
I appreciate that. And while we're at it, check on your mates. Look after your mates.
Amen to that.
Because Marshall Nealon's taught us one thing: look after your mates. All right, let's get over to the AFC, and we'll start with the AFC East. I'm going to scroll up on our ChatGPT piece of shit board. This
Do not speak ill of the board.
no, we can't
No.
speak ill of ChatGPT.
The
They'll be
Google Doc-
owning us in a couple of years.
The Google Doc's fine. ChatGPT fucked it.
Yes, you're right.
I welcome our new ChatGPT.
And I wish we'd been
Did you say
recording.
master race?
Yeah. The ChatGPT is going to be the new
Can I
master
tell
race.
you how scared I am of ChatGPT that when I was getting him to make it today, I was like, can you please make this for me? And it was like, do you want me to do it like that? I was like, yes, please.
Please.
Like I was talking to a person. I'm like,
That's so funny.
I'm going to say, when they start killing people, I want to be the last on their list because I was polite.
Do you know,
You said please.
sometimes just randomly, this is going to derail completely, but sometimes like I will like send a Siri note to myself. I'm like, can you please send a reminder for this? I'm like, why the fuck did I just say that?
You're saying please to a machine.
Yeah, I'm saying please to Siri that gets it wrong. And then I'm like, oh, you
Treat them with all the respect they deserve. All right. Now, I don't think, other than George, and I'm going to give you a bit of flowers because
You need to.
I think I had him at 8 wins and Scotty might have had him at 9 in the predictions. And when you said 11, we both gave you a hard time.
Everyone laughed, including in the chat, including the comments. I remember Brock laughed. He said it was the worst call he'd ever heard. Shout out to you, Brock. He shows what you know.
Brock's on IR.
Nothing.
how good is that call?
You know nothing, Brock. About football, I mean. Also about everything else. You know nothing.
No.
I don't retract it. They're going to win. They're going to win 11 games easily.
Well, let's look. They're at 8 now, which is tidy, and they've got the Jets and Bengals the next 2 weeks,
And then
and
the
the Giants.
Giants.
So there's 11.
11 wins right there.
Like, the only thing that's going to stop them is if they just fall apart. But
Dude, they might be at 13 wins and the 1 seed, dude.
yeah, and that's it. They're winning close
Good.
games. We talked about on the live show the turnovers from Drake May, and he kind of did it again against the Bucks, right? Am I thinking the right
Yes,
thing?
to the Bucks. Yep.
He kind of did it against the Bucks again. He gave them opportunity, but
Yep.
I think what's impressed me the most about this team, and I'm almost pissed off with myself for not thinking that Vrabel would do this. It's the way that defense plays. They play hard, and I shat on them for the Milton Williams signing. I thought it was too much money. Nope, great move.
Great.
He just looks like a genuinely. he's not like an all pro sort of guy, but he's hard as nuts and just fits into that team. Gonzalez is probably top 10 defensive players in the league this season.
He's gonna be first or second team all pro corner this year. I'm sure of it.
I think
He has to be.
I think if he continues to play his way for the whole season, if they don't get him into the first team all pro somewhere, because he plays almost every position on that
Him
team.
and Stingley are almost a shoe-in for the corner.
Stingley's been outstanding.
Has
too.
to, right?
Yeah.
And I think it sounds crazy to say this, but the Bills at 6-3, it just feels disappointing because they've played some shitty teams and
had a couple of shitty losses.
but then
No doubt about it.
they've had good wins. Like the Chiefs win was a great win, right?
Yep.
And then they double down and go and fuck it up against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's a diabolical. That's probably going to cost them the division, that loss.
I think
That
so too.
Or Atlanta.
Or the Atlanta loss.
Yeah.
Like they just
have
had
no business losing those games.
No, they've just had bad losses. But then you look like they stole that one against the Ravens earlier in the year, which was, and that was Josh Allen just flopping it out and going, I'm going to win this. And that was not the Ravens injured. They were pretty healthy at that point.
Yeah, it was
but
first game of the
that's-
season.
I wouldn't call that a steal, though, because when Josh Allen plays to that level, like we've seen him do it, like that's an MVP level.
The
but if
reason
you
they
get your
call it a-
ESPN stats out before they scored that touchdown, I'm sure the Ravens were at 90%.
They would have definitely been. I think anyone would have predicted
15 points with
like,
fucking.
all Derrick Henry had to do was, and I'm not saying it was his fault, like Oliver took that ball from him. We said that, but he just had to not fumble on that play. If they punted on that drive, they probably win that game. That's how tight it was. And they lost.
Sure.
And then they beat the Chiefs. So they've had good wins. They've shown they're a premier team, but then they lose Kincaid this week against the Dolphins. They then turn the ball over a couple of times. Like Josh Allen and Cook are their two best players on offense. And they both turn the ball over.
Can I make a point with this? Is going to be brutal, but the reason why the Bills won't win a Super Bowl is because they rely too much on Kincaid. And I'm not saying that he's not a great player. I understand the value he is to their system, and I understand that. The flaw in the logic is that their system is revolving around not Josh Allen. It's revolving around Kincaid. And when Kincaid's out, they fall to pieces. How do they have Cook and Allen and not have a backup plan for their scheme to win games against
That's
the Patriots,
Scott.
to win against the Falcons, and to win against Miami?
Yeah.
How they out talent them, and I know they got liabilities on defense through injuries and whatnot, but how are they in this situation where they're a perennial Super Bowl contender and one tight end goes out, in layman's terms, tight end goes out and they cannot move the ball?
And let's be honest, this isn't.
That's a really fair point.
And I like Kincaid.
And it's
But
not a shot at him. He's a
not-
very good tight end.
He's not prime Travis Kelce though.
No.
yeah,
like,
he's not like Tony.
No.
Gonzalez, yeah.
He's a pimple on Jason Witten's ass, for Christ's sake. Like he's not he could turn into that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's not. He shouldn't be the be all and end all of why you lose it. Why you lose a game.
It's coaching. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and
all
I
it
think
is.
McDermott is, if they don't win this division, which they still very well can, because they play the Patriots again, and their run over the next few weeks, they've got Bucks. I think they actually beat the Bucks at home.
Sure.
They need to.
Yeah, they will want to. Absolutely.
Texans are frisky.
Texans, but I
At
still think they should
Texans?
win that.
They should. I would never rule out a team with an elite defense. I'm never
that's
ruling
true.
them out.
So let's just say they lose that game.
I'm not saying they're losing, but I wouldn't put a prediction on that game.
Then they've got at Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, at
Double point
Patriots,
game.
and then Browns, Eagles, which is tough at home. But from what we've seen from them against good teams, they're likely to win that at home. And then Jets. So they've got an easier run home compared to the Patriots, who have Jets, which I think they'll win that game, at Bengals, Giants, which we said gets them to that 11 wins. But then they've got Ravens at Jets. Sorry, they've got Bills
Ravens, Jets,
at Ravens. And I think what it comes, I think that game, this division is going to be decided still in that game. In the next time, whatever.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that the division comes down to the next time the Bills play the Pats?
Yes, 100%. I just think that the Bills, both teams have a fairly easy run.
Yep.
And I think it'll come down to when they play. I think ruling the Bills out now is a massive mistake.
I think the Patriots, even if they lose to the Bills, I think the Bills still have an iffy game against the Bucks, the Texans, and the Eagles.
Scott's right.
That's fair, but is there a world? I can see the Bills winning all three of them too.
8, 9, 10, 11, and then if they get to 11 wins by the bye, and then they're going to have 4 games, even if they split those 2,
Yeah.
that gives them the 13 wins. That's it. But Buffalo aren't winning 7 out of their last 8 games.
No, probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably
It's not going to happen.
But I think Bills are going to be in the playoffs. It's just going to be they're going to be a wild card,
Oh, for sure, they're in the playoffs.
and they're going to be a wild card because the Patriots should be undefeated.
Yeah.
They should have been. They had no right losing. I know week 1 they lost to the Raiders. They had no right losing to the Steelers. They should at the very least be 9-1 right now.
If we're going to do hypotheticals, ifs and buts, Atlanta should have beaten them, and they had another win that they just scraped over the line when the other team had it escapes me. It was a couple of weeks ago they had another win that they shouldn't have won, but the other team just choked. So it all works out in the wash.
Going back to your point, though, what you said, the Bills will probably make the playoffs. It's not the point, but
They're Super Bowl
this
contenders.
was the year for them to get that fucking 1 seed and for everything to go through Buffalo.
Yep.
This was their best chance this year.
And Mike Vrabel said
No bueno.
because you know what the Bill you know what everyone thought and everyone banked on, and I believe the Bills did too, that they thought they'd be able to just sweep their division.
Yeah.
And the Patriots have gone easy schedule. We're up and coming. Good young quarterback. Tough defense. 8-2.
And we beat you, and then they lost that game to Miami. Like, just no good.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to fast forward in 12 months' time when the Patriots do have the 1 seed to see where they're stacking up against schedule wise.
Are the Patriots the Commanders next year?
I don't think the fall off's going to be that bad, but I think that it's a similar thing where the Commanders were a soft schedule merchant.
Yeah.
And like, no, they're getting the wins. I'm not taking anything away, but they are a soft schedule merchant.
Yeah.
And they will get a tougher schedule next year, just the way that it all works.
Yeah.
And the losses will come.
Yeah.
And I think it evens the battlefield a little bit. And I think we'll see where the cards lie next year.
I think the Bills are only entering a window now. I don't think they're in a window because they're not that talented. They tried to get Chris Olave and it fell down because they wanted to give next year's first round pick. Jalen Waddle. They wanted to give next year's first round pick, and Miami wanted this year, and they said, "Oh, don't worry about it." And then Waddle goes and torches them. Like if they'd gone and got Waddle, I think they need to do that. I think they need a number 1 receiver.
They need to get some depth at defense.
I reckon they're going to go heavy for AJ Brown in the offseason. That's what I think.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think in the offseason, the Bills, if I was a predictor now, the Bills will have a new coach and they will be hunting.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You reckon McDermott Gonski?
What's the point? He's like I said,
run it back a few times.
He's a defensive guy. His defense is now probably the biggest issue here. And
some of it is through injury too, though, right?
Yeah, some of it. But as I said, like our great mate Lockie Kemp said, Milano's a great player, but you can't just keep saying every week, "Well, Milano didn't play."
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to go, "Well, he's not going to play very often. We got to move on or find
something else,
find someone else that can fill in when he's not there."
I think he's safe, and this is probably the most long shot reason why for any sort of rationality. But the history of the Bills of getting so close to a Super Bowl in the 90s and losing 4
falls of summer, go watch it
and
on
then
ESPN.
getting so close with this iteration of the Bills to fire your coach with this early into the window could be a detriment to the city. And I think you ride it, you just keep rolling with the punches at the moment.
Yep.
And ride it out because you don't want to lose the coach. Josh Allen turns to shit, or the new coach is you get a hot shot offensive coach and he's out of his depth and you're just burning time on Josh Allen's prime. I think that has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, fair. And he's got some decent runs on the board, McDermott, in fairness to him. But I just think that if you're there, like they don't call it the not for long league for a reason. Like,
no,
coaches rarely last for a very long time, right? And they might decide as an organization that it's just time to start fresh.
If Harbaugh has survived with his stale coaching way,
Ravens are a different.
But
the Bills are the exact same. They're a very structured front office.
Well, I get your point, but also you can't just keep running back the same shit every year. You got at some point you just got to do something different.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say we're too early for that, but maybe if the Bills are fluttering next year, I would definitely see where you're coming from.
Who's winning the division? Pats?
The Patriots, yeah.
Pats are going to win 12 games, man.
Yeah, I think they will. Unless they have like a crumble.
Right now, New England quietly, in the not not in any sort of open forum, but in like a very, very closed, maybe 3 or 4 guys, they're gunning for the 1 seed in the
And
AFC.
with their schedule, they could easily.
That's what I'm
get it.
saying.
And then
So-
they won't have to be a first round knockout.
Yeah.
They can get knocked down the divisional round.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
Like, keep playing this way on defense. They're a chance of beating a good team on the
Yeah.
right day.
for sure. All right,
Yeah.
let's go to the AFC South, and we can spend minimal time on this one.
Where are we going?
The AFC South. We've got the Indianapolis Colts at 8-2, the Jaguars at 5-4, Texans who just got a win over the Jaguars at 4-3, and the
4 and
Titans. The Titans, sorry, 4-5, and the Titans are in there trying their best at 1-8.
They'll have the number 1 pick again, the Titans.
I don't know. There's some competition.
They're fighting. Everyone's fighting for that number 1
Yeah.
at the moment. I just think the Colts have a bye this week. They have a slightly tougher run home, but there's probably 4 winnable games there comfortably. With the at Chiefs, I think they'll lose that.
4 comfortable.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not
So-
seeing 4 comfortable wins there.
I think they sweep the Jags and they beat the Texans once. There's 3, and then I think that they'll beat the 49ers. I think they're better than the 49ers, right? With the injuries, they're right now better than them.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
know.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the 4 wins I'd have. And then there's a very realistic chance. Like, we can't just dismiss how bad the Texans are offensively because they got hot and beat the Jags. Like,
No, I'm not. But
they're a poor offense.
a divisional game at home, they're going to have 1 divisional game at home against the Colts. And the rule is that you split them,
Yeah.
and they've got an absolute elite defense.
That's what he said. He said they'll split with the Texans.
Yeah.
No, I think
he
they'll-
had them winning both the Texans games.
no.
and-
I had him winning both the Jags.
Both the Jags.
I
Oh,
think
both the Jags.
I think the Jags are soft as shit, and I think they're going to sweep the Jags. I don't think the Jags are very good at all.
No, they're not.
I agree. I agree with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they split against the Texans, and then they beat the 49ers, and they beat. Oh, so it's a fairness. It's only 3 wins.
No, they sweep the Jags, so that gets it to 10 wins.
That's 2 wins, yeah.
2.
And then beat 49ers. That's
That's
3
3,
wins.
and then split with the Texans.
And then
That's
for the
4.
Texans, that's 4.
That's
Yeah.
12 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they win the division. I don't think the Texans are playing for a wild card now.
Yep.
And the Texans.
I still think the Colts are pretenders. And I think when the real bullets are flying in January, that they'll get exposed and touched up pretty handily.
By who, Scott?
Whoever, any actual playoff team, any
As in,
one
are
of
you
the.
talking a regular season now or playoffs?
No, I said playoffs.
Okay.
You can win your 12 games and that's fine. But I think when playoffs come, done. See you later.
Yeah,
That- if they win 12 games, that first playoff, that divisional round game will be at home game.
I don't care.
Okay.
I would take
yeah,
Chargers,
I don't think they'll win a playoff
Chiefs,
game.
Broncos, Bills, any one of those teams when shit hits the fan and they're elite at one side of the ball,
Well,
they'll touch up the Colts.
Colts are elite on offense, though.
No, they're not. We don't have to keep rehashing this. They're not elite on offense. They're just beating terrible fucking teams that don't care.
Yeah, I think like
They are pretenders.
I disagree.
if it wasn't for JTT on the weekend, they wouldn't have won that game.
Yeah, but okay, that's fine. But you can't.
But they also have him. But what I'm saying is
you
that
can't just delete the offensive player. of
no,
the
but we've talked about when teams shut JTT down, they will lose, and
Yeah,
we've seen
that's happened twice.
yeah, and I think a playoff
Okay,
team will do that
because they're playing shit teams.
Yeah.
When they're playing good teams will force Danny Dimes to beat them. And all he's done in his career is throw the ball and have 5 turnovers.
Okay.
So I think they'll win the division. Don't get me wrong. 'cause
Yes.
looking at the Texans' run home, they've got the Titans, Cards, and Raiders are probably their only easy wins. They're going to have to beat the Colts. They're going to have to beat the Chargers. They're going to have to beat the Chiefs, and then beat the Colts twice,
and the
and then
Bills.
Bills.
They have to sweep the Colts to stay
That's-
alive.
I don't think they can.
No, they won't sweep the Colts. No.
No, I don't think they will. Like defensively, they can hang in.
I know Scotty wants to say it, but he can't. But he thinks that the Texans will sweep the Colts.
Do you think they will?
No.
No.
I said that. What? Don't put words in my mouth.
I know you love the. I know you love the.
I just said that a team with an elite defense, I would never 100% rule them out.
Okay.
Because the Texans could easily shut down the Colts running game.
Yeah.
I actually think they're the number 1 defense in the league. I
I
think
yeah,
they
very
are
good. They're very good.
statistically, and I think they are. They're just outstanding.
Yeah.
So either way, Colts, as I said earlier, Colts have done. If you want to win a division, you got to bank wins early, and they've banked them.
Yes, absolutely.
They've beaten crap teams, and they've banked the wins. And
Lucky they got no fans for me to defend.
that's fair.
I think the Colts are good enough to win a playoff game at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
they are good enough to win a playoff.
It depends who against, though.
If they get the Chiefs, don't even worry about warming up.
They could easily get the Chiefs. They could easily get
The Chargers.
The Chargers. Oh, the Chargers are so. The Joel injury is just diabolical. It's really screwed.
I
them
would
up.
still take.
Do you reckon they can beat Buffalo or New England? The Colts. Do you reckon?
They wouldn't play New England week 1.
They might. New England
No,
could be
because
the 2 seed and they could be the 7 if they don't win the division. Or the Bills. Do you reckon they can beat the Bills?
No, if they win the division, they get their first playoff game as a home game.
Yeah, so they could get the Bills or the Chiefs, who are most likely going to be the wild cards,
Or the Chargers.
or the Chargers.
And
I think,
I mean, I
I think they could beat the Chargers.
I think the Chargers with the injuries, yes, I think. But if they get the Chiefs or Bills, I don't think they can beat them.
No, I don't think they can beat the Chiefs. No, they could beat the Bills. They could beat.
I don't think they'll beat playoff Bills.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they will. They could beat.
They
the Bills.
could.
They definitely won't beat the Chiefs, and they could beat the Chargers.
So it's not a, like I said, it's not a shoe-in. I think they're-
nothing's a shooing, man.
I think they're probably the 5th or 6th best team in the AFC.
Okay,
But they're seeded as the 1. They're the 1 seed, yeah?
let's look at the North because
Yes.
the North's sneaky close.
All right. So you have the AFC North. We've got the Steelers at 5-4.
Steelers are just trying their best to even up the record and be 9-8
Yeah, 100%.
year after year. Doesn't matter where they start or where they finish.
Watch them lose to the Bengals.
Book them
again
in
this week.
9-8.
Ravens are 4-5, but rolling. Like I think it's fair to say the Ravens are back in flight.
Yeah, well, yeah, a healthy Lamar makes a huge difference,
Yeah.
obviously, and then the defense starting to get healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, it's
There
gonna
was
make a huge difference.
There was a reason why, despite all the injuries and being 3 or 4 games behind the Steelers, they were still the betting favorite to win the division.
Yeah.
Because they are by far the better team. And when you have a 2-time MVP playing at that level, you're going to win more games than you lose.
Problem is, as well that Rodgers did not look good on the weekend.
He hasn't looked good all year.
Did he? He's. I said we've
Sorry,
said it. He
hang
looks
on, hang
solid. He looks solid, but he's not. I don't think
Solid.
that's. I don't think that's going to get you a playoff team. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
He's consistently throwing for 65% and 200 yards.
Yeah, but he's
In
a.
a
That's
dunk
solid.
and dunk.
That's solid.
That's as solid as it gets.
No, it's not.
That's just baseline solid in the NFL.
No,
Like,
what's he talking about, this kid?
that's solid.
But how many
It's not
touchdowns?
good.
How many touchdowns has he had this year? 11
Yeah,
or 10?
I didn't say he's good. I said he's a 42-year-old quarterback that's solid on a team that when the defense plays really well and they can run the ball a bit, they win. When they don't, they suck.
I
I don't think he's the
I-
reason they're going to win, but I don't think he's the reason they're losing either.
No, I think he's definitely not the reason they're losing.
No,
he's
they're not the reason they've lost 4 games, but
Well, maybe if you threw the ball downfield a little bit more and scored a couple
But-
more points.
but that's not him. They've hedged their bets to a 42-year-old quarterback. They're going to have to live with that. That's what they're going to do.
I'm confused with.
Let's look at their run home.
Well, we're actually agreeing. You just think Rodgers.
But
is
Joe
crap.
Burrow is slinging it downfield. He's actually. I know he's got better receivers, but
Joe
he's
Flacco. Sorry.
Joe Flacco. Sorry, Joe
Wrong.
Burrow is.
Wrong Joe. Joe Burrow is
Joe-
looking for the Jets.
Joe
apparently.
Flacco is slinging it downfield. He's actually throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're saying, oh, well, Rodgers can't do it because he's 40. Rodgers has done it his whole life, and now he's gone into the
Rodgers-
shell of himself.
Rodgers also doesn't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins running around out
DK
there.
Metcalf's nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, no, I'm sneezing at him a bit. I think he's very mid in the wide receiver world. I think he's a 1, but he's a very low end 1.
Okay, but there's a few teams that don't have ones.
Yeah, some teams would love to have him, but this team's not it. There's also they're held back by coaching as well. The Steelers, like I don't think they're well coached at all.
Oh, shit. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's just go to the run home. So the Steelers have got the Bengals. They'll win that game at home,
You'd hope so after losing to them last time.
Yeah,
right?
more of averages. Yeah,
And then they'll probably beat the Dolphins at home.
Yeah.
And then you'd think that they beat the Browns.
So that gives them
8 wins.
8 wins. So I mean,
Yeah.
and then they probably still one more in there to get to 9 and 8, and that'll be it. Whereas the Ravens, they've got Browns win, Jets win, Bengals win. I truly believe they will pump the Steelers in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
They will beat the Bengals. Let's just say I think they'll beat the Patriots. Let's just say they lose to the Packers and then lose the last game of the Steelers. They're 2 games up on them.
Yep.
They're going to win the division. I would be
But how many,
shocked if they don't win the
wins is that?
division.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
6, and 4 makes 10. Yeah.
10 wins. And I think Pittsburgh will win 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 to get them to that glorious 500, the glorious not losing record.
Yeah.
I I would be shocked if the Ravens don't win the division from here. I just think they are humming now.
Yeah. Yep.
They're healthier.
They are literally every game's a playoff game for them.
100%.
The Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah, like if they drop a game,
They drop a game, they're done.
Yeah.
Well, they're done for the division. I don't know how the rest of the conference shakes out, but
Well, let's just say this week they drop a game to the Browns, right? Or and then there's a real chance the Steelers lose to the Bengals still.
okay. No, but if they lose a game, they need the Steelers to lose a game.
Yes, true.
It's not in their hands anymore. Currently now, even though they're a game behind, they play the Steelers twice, they still control their destiny.
Yeah, because
I think the Steelers and Ravens win the next 2 weeks personally, and then the Steelers lose to the Bills
at Bears. I don't know.
Okay, well, that proves the point even more. Then the Steelers lose to the Bills, and the Ravens lose to the Bengals, and they play each other. The Ravens are either a game up on them already or tied.
Or even, yeah.
As I cannot see Pittsburgh. I can't say it. I just can't say it.
No,
And I don't
couldn't-
hate Pittsburgh. I just don't think they're that good.
I couldn't agree more. No.
And they're tough as nails, and they play hard, and they play above themselves all the time. Because if you look at their roster, it is not that good at all, and they play above themselves. But they're not winning this
Do you
division.
think, just to put a button on this division,
Hmm.
do you think that Tomlin gets his walking papers at the end
No.
of this season?
I'll do the same thing again. I'll run it back.
Do you think it'd be beneficial for Tomlin to move on and go somewhere else?
Why? He's like that guy who's got a government job. He just does the bare minimum all the time. He knows the system. He walks in, says hi to the receptionist, sits in his 9 to 5.
Part of the furniture.
Yeah.
But
He does
He's
just
probably getting
enough.
paid a fortune, no doubt about it.
he would never leave.
He
Pittsburgh
does
will have to do it.
he does just enough that management's never going to say anything about him, but he does just as little that he can scroll on his phone for an hour a day and not actually work.
Yep.
He's the NFL version of quiet quitting. Just do enough to not get fired.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do again this year. I said, if they don't, kudos to them, but I just can't see it any other way.
Yeah, fair.
All right, let's go to the last division. We have the AFC West. This was not a sneaky good division. It's just a good division. You've got the Broncos at 8-2, Chargers 7-3, Chiefs at 5-4, and the Raiders at 2-7. I think we can rule out the Raiders from this conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
We've talked about them before.
They're right in the race
Yeah, we've talked.
for the number one pick.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. We're so disappointed in them. So,
I think Denver might be a bit of a fraud alert as well.
100% fraud alert. 100% fraud alert.
Problem is you can't be a high level team, as you said. You can't be a high level team if the rest of the team is good and the quarterback is shit. You just can't.
That's it.
And Bo Nix, and I'm so pissed off with myself because I stuck fat on him being not that good until the start of this season. And then one game I was like, all right, I'm on him. And I like him. I do like him, but he's extremely limited. He has a great he's got, I think they're the number 2 rated offensive line in the NFL. They have
They've got good receivers.
decent running game,
Yep.
good receivers, great defense,
and a really good coach.
and they're 8-2, and I still think they're frauds.
For me, they're not convincing.
No,
I want to see if you've got 8 win. If you're 8-2, you need to stomp out opponents. For me,
yeah,
you need to really stomp them out. You don't need to get behind 30 points to the Giants and have an all-time great performance to win the game.
Yeah.
You need to score more than 10 fucking points to win a game against the Raiders. And I know that there was weather conditions and all that. Cool. Well, you know what? The Bears played in the snow and they scored, 24 points.
yeah,
Yep.
they did.
Other teams are doing it with less.
Yeah,
it's- and
I agree.
Football is a cold weather sport. Like,
Yeah.
deal with it.
And you play in fucking Denver. It's called the Windy City.
No,
Yeah.
Chicago's called the Windy City. But
Oh, you're right. 100. No, but
They're called Mile High.
they're mile high. That's right. Mile high.
They do have a name, their city.
just because
Yeah.
we're on Denver, just go through their next few games. So they'll probably lose to the Chiefs.
That's a must-win game for the Chiefs. And if
Yes.
they don't come out desperate,
That's a corner dog game for the Chiefs.
yes,
Right.
Yeah.
So they beat
they're
the
biting kneecaps.
They beat the
Yeah.
Commanders. They beat the Raiders.
Yep.
They probably beat the Packers at home, you'd say.
No,
Nah, at home they beat the Packers for sure.
I don't know, man. I think the Packers are so much better than them.
I
All
think
right.
so as well.
All right, fine. They don't win that game.
Okay.
They beat the Jags.
Yep.
And they probably split with the Chiefs.
No,
No? You think they get swept by the Chiefs?
I think the Chiefs.
because the Chiefs will need it.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
Chiefs need it.
and they beat the Chargers at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that gives them 4 wins. So that gets them to 12 wins.
I just want to asterisk the Chargers and just say
Yeah, but you
Fuck.
can't, bro.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
football.
every year for the Chargers to
That-
act.
and that's football, man.
No, it is. It just I'm not. I know it's reality, but I'm sad for them. It
So that-
sucks. man.
That gets them to 12 wins. That's enough to win the division.
Yeah,
'cause-
true. I think they'll win the
because
division
the-
and they'll
the
lose their
Chiefs-
first playoff game.
The Chiefs can't catch them from there.
Yes,
I
they
don't.
can.
Let's
Yes,
look
they
at,
can.
let's
Have a look
at
at their
the, so
run.
the Chiefs are 5-4.
So hang on.
We just said
They're
they beat the
5-4.
they
So
beat the Broncos this
They
week.
got to beat. They got to sweep the Broncos, and they got to get to 12 wins.
Let's just look at their schedule. We both said that we also said they beat the Broncos this week. That gets
Yeah.
them to 6 wins. I think they'll beat the Colts.
Beat the Colts at home, yeah.
Yep.
They'll beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they'll beat the Texans.
Yeah, at
At
home.
home. Yep.
I think they'll beat the Chargers.
Yes.
Yep.
At home.
They're already at 10 wins.
They got the
They
bye.
will,
Against the Titans.
yeah. I was going to say, did I miss one? They will pump the Titans. And let's just say they lose to the Broncos there. They'll beat the Raiders. They're going to have 11 wins.
No,
I-
that's 12 wins.
12 wins.
Yeah.
They will have 11 or 12 wins. So the Broncos cannot afford a hiccup against the Commanders or the Raiders or the Jags. Like all the Chargers in that last game. Like
Yeah.
Chargers might be playing for a wild card. They might have a corner dog game in them as well. Like
Well, let's look at it. So they got
Also, when we're talking about the Chargers, shout out to Keenan Allen, all times
Yeah.
reception.
Yeah.
I love that
leader.
it was on that little dinky pop pass too that he
Yeah.
got. That was sick. I
No,
like that.
shout out. Anytime there's NFL history, especially for all time,
he's a stud.
there's a lot of hard work and dedication. So shout
He's
out.
been a
He's-
very good player for a very
You
long
take
time.
that 1 year in Chicago, he's been one of the most consistent
Yeah.
players in the NFL. Shout out to him.
And
Very well liked.
he's
too.
called third in Keenan for a reason.
Yeah.
He's money.
I think he actually is like 4th all time in third downs for wide
Yeah.
receiver. In
Would not
first down,
surprise me
sorry.
at all. The guy gets open.
Yeah. So the Chargers, I think they'll beat the Jags this week. I think the Jags are pretenders.
Yep.
Yep.
I think they'll beat the Raiders.
Yep.
I think they lose to the Eagles.
Yep.
I think they lose to the Chiefs. They
Yep.
beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
I think they lose to the Texans personally.
No, not at home. They'll beat the Texans at home.
Just because can they score enough points with their injuries?
They can. I think they can.
No,
At this point, looking at that, I would say the Texans will win that.
Do you know what?
Fine.
All three of their teams are in the playoffs.
10. So that's and let's say they lose to the Broncos.
Well, that means Bills are out.
10 wins.
Potentially.
Oh, if the Bills lose the playoffs, everybody's getting fired.
Well,
Josh Allen, pack
Chargers,
your bags.
Chargers, Chiefs, and Bills
We'll all be on 10 plus wins.
are fighting for the play. Like they're not all
Yeah.
out because one of them will win the division and then 2 of them are wild cards. It leaves a wild card slot. What other teams get in the wild card? Colts will win the division.
Yeah, the
Ravens
Bills
will
are
win
in.
the division.
Bills are in.
Patriots will win the division.
Yeah, so the Bills will probably.
I think they're all 7-6. They're a wild card team.
Yeah.
It depends how it plays out.
And
Like,
then
they
they're
could be
rolling into the Colts and smoking them week one.
Yeah, they could really be an 11 or 12 win. Wild. Like, they could literally be an 11 or 12 win 7 seed this year in the AFC.
That's because the bottom of the conference is just
It's
Dog
top
shit.
heavy. AFC's been top heavy for the past 4 or 5 years. Like everyone says, oh, the NFC is soft. No, the AFC is just good and shit,
Yeah.
and there's not much in between.
definitely haves and have nots. That's
like
for sure.
the most in between are the Jags, who we all don't think are any good.
No.
So
'Cause
as
every
much as I
time the
want them
Jags-
to be,
Oh, the Jags beat the 49ers.
I think they're moving off Lawrence next year.
I think it's a good question. Let's see how the rest of the season pans out. I think off season we need to have that conversation. If it continues the way it's going,
It's too up and down.
I think he'll
That's the
get
problem.
one more go with Cohen. I think it'll be
Another year with no way.
yeah.
I think he'll get a
Well, he's
second year.
paid. You can't get off his contract next year. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be like, well, there's no unless some wild thing opens up where they can trade him or get a Burrow, something
Sure,
like
sure,
that.
sure.
Like something like they can get a big time guy in and then deal him as part of getting a big guy, a big player in. I think they go with one more chance because I think we're talking the offseason, the preseason, sorry, is that like Seattle were gunning to get him next year. That's fucking gone now.
Yeah.
Like there's teams with an established quarterback now or a semi-established quarterback have zero interest in Lawrence.
Of course, and so they should because he's proven over enough body of work that he's just not that good. Like he's
Well,
had-
it's
he's had good coaches
inconsistent.
too.
It's the inconsistency. Because the good's good, the bad's bad.
That's what I've said.
Yeah.
That's his biggest problem. His floor
Yeah.
and his ceiling is too far apart. And
Yep.
you can't have that and expect to perform consistently in the NFL. You just can't have it.
Well, yeah, and I tend to agree that I think he'll get a second year with Cohen, just because I think Cohen.
Cohen looked very frustrated on the weekend, man. On the
Well, I think it's
sideline.
just it's such a complex system, and it took Baker all the way until a few weeks before the playoffs to really get it down pat.
sure
Yeah.
that's fair too.
So-
He did, yes. That's
So, like, you know, who knows? The light might switch on for Lawrence as well towards the end of the year, and it looks a little bit more promising going into
Like I
next
like
year.
Lawrence. I want him to be good. Like I said, I want everyone to be good. But yeah, I like Lawrence. I want him
Chiefs?
to be good. Not Mahomes, a whinging cheater.
You know, the good thing about
There's
Mahomes
always
is
one sign off.
you don't have to hope he can be good.
He might be good.
He's probably the second best quarterback of all time already.
He's nothing without Andy Reid, who's a genius and the best coach ever.
What if I said
And
Andy
Andy
Reid's
Reid is
nothing
nothing.
without him?
Completely false.
You're right. He won with Alex
Andy
Smith.
Reid won a lot of games with a lot of shitty quarterbacks.
Donovan
he-
McNabb.
He was
Yeah,
also
exactly. He made a Super Bowl with Donovan.
never forget he was fired by the Eagles because he couldn't win a playoff game.
Yeah.
And it took Mahomes to take him to 5 Super Bowls and win 3.
Right.
So I think it's what do you always say, George? It's a symbiotic relationship.
He's not
two.
going to say it about this one.
So
though.
you have to hate them both.
I will
All
never-
love
I will
them
never-
both.
I will never ever speak ill of Andy Reid.
So then you love them both.
False. I hate Mahomes.
You know what? We could do this all night and we will. So
Mental gymnastics at its finest.
No, that's it for us. So that's our predictions.
Let us know how we went.
Yeah, let us know what we got wrong. If you think we're absolutely out of sorts on a team, if you're the one Jags fan in Australia, let us know how wrong we got
Or
it.
if you're the one
That's for the fan to decide. Yeah.
or if you're a Colts fan and you think your team's winning the Super Bowl, let me know.
Look, they can.
They won't.
No, I don't think they will either. But they're in. You know what? That's it. Make the playoffs. Get in the dance.
Win your division and you're there, mate.
Get in the
That's it.
dance, and you've got an opportunity. That's all that matters. Because JTT could just go like full Larry Fitzgerald in the playoffs and just take over.
Yeah, he could.
He's that
Easily.
good.
He's
Do you know he
that hell of a guy.
has 7,000 career rushing yards now?
Wow, already.
So they talked about Derrick Henry being the last 10,000 yard rusher in the NFL. It'll be JTT. Then he'll be the last.
I hope he stays healthy. That's all.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too. Me too. Because unfortunately, they are him away from being terrible.
Well, that's what we were saying pre-show.
Yeah.
He's had 800 yards after contact.
Yeah. Because
That's not sustainable.
there's not many people rooting for Daniel Jones less than me, but if
No, why?
because I shat on him all preseason, I
No,
got to stand by.
he's fine
No,
now.
no,
I like him now.
And anyone that escapes a New York team and finds success, I'm all for.
Yeah.
I'm all for.
shout out.
Um, All right, that's it for us. Shout out to the Sporting Globe, Churnside Park. Our sponsors, that's not what I meant to click. Download the app, change the sponsorship to the Vault Street NFL podcast. Goes away a long way to helping us. And get in there, have a meal. It's unreal. They've got Orange Hard rated on tap now. Delicious.
You guys gave that a workout the other week.
Delicious.
Yeah, I had one of them. They're
You
not too bad.
know what? And we'll give them a workout as the season goes on
And
too.
probably Super Bowl day too. Let's be
It
honest.
wasn't the first, and it will not be the last. I promise you.
Shout out.
Shout out everyone. Get on the clips, comment on everything, get after it. Shout out to Tommy for prepping everything for us tonight. You're an absolute weapon.
Superstar.
Live show Saturday night this week.
Yep.
We've got a
Confirmed?
function. Yeah,
Confirmed.
we've got a
Yep.
we've got a function on Sunday. So me and Scotty decided we'll be in no state to do a podcast Sunday night.
No, you won't.
Although it could be the best podcast ever in the history
No,
of the
it
whole
won't.
studio.
No,
It would be
won't.
very much like Package of the P for the people that know.
You're right. Nothing would beat the podcast me and you did together that time.
That was a good time.
It was outstanding. All right, chat everyone. See you next week.
Peace.